Hi everyone, I'm Michelle. Welcome back to my channel. This week I have the cutest little wavy bob to show you. This is Stella by Ellen Wille in the color Beige Multi Shaded. Does this color remind you of anything? We'll talk about that later, but before we start, I wanted to ask, as always, if you haven't done so already, please subscribe down below, like and comment, and we'll get started. All right, so this is Stella right out of the box. I have not finger combed her. I have not changed the zigzag parting. I haven't separated the curls at all. I wanted to show her to you the way you receive her right out of the box. And as you can see, you do have these front pieces that absolutely want to fall in your face, so we will work on that together. But first, let's go ahead and get a look at this adorable, very light little style. First, we have the lace front, and as usual, Ellen Wille has done a wonderful job with that front hairline, even though this is a darker rooted color. And we will look at the part line later after we remove that zigzag parting. But let's go ahead and look at these pretty curls before we have fluffed or changed them at all. So here she is from the right, and the back, and the left. So just as cute as can be. I love little styles like this. I think you won't get much friction at all with your clothing, so that will help preserve the life of these fibers. These are heat-friendly synthetic fibers, so you can style this, and I will leave some text down below as to what degree Ellen Wille recommends you can style it up to. And yeah, I think you have pretty little layers. I think this is a lovely style for any time of the year, but of course, fantastic style for the summertime if you don't want that weight, and you want a nice and cool little wig. I think this will be fantastic for that. So next, we will look at the cap construction. We will steam the fibers away from the face and change that part line the way I like to do it. And we'll go over some styling options, and lastly, we'll take her outside and get a good look at this beautiful color in natural light, and we will compare her to the new Gabor color Shaded Cappuccino, which is very similar to the Raquel Welch color Shaded Cappuccino. So if you're interested in an Ellen Wille color that's similar, at least in this style, I think you will see that there are quite a few similarities between those. So we'll go ahead and get started. Okay, so here we have the cap construction. As you can see, we have a left mono part, and there is a little bit of room to move your part line around, but it is absolutely a dedicated left part. We have a wonderful extended lace front. As you can see, it comes down onto the ear tab, maybe a third of the way down on both sides. And I just love that feature because that allows you to style this wig away from the face and still have the appearance of natural hair growth all along that lace front. So absolutely love that. We have the soft ear tabs with the metal stays inside. We have an extended nape for a little bit of extra coverage. And we have the Velcro adjusters. And I did want to point out that I did let these adjusters out to fit my 22-inch circumference. So that's what I did to make this cap fit me comfortably. If you wanted to make it even a little bit larger, you could remove the adjusters. I've heard of wig wearers doing that. And the cap itself is very stretchy, so absolutely you can work with her and maybe stretch her a little bit on a blockhead as well if you needed her to fit more than a 22-inch circumference. You have those wefts in the back and on the sides. And I did want to mention that I did find a small amount of permatease in this area on the top and also in some of the other areas, but it's minimal, really minimal permatease. This is a very low density, light style, and the small amount of permatease that I did find didn't bother me in the least. So next, we will change that part line and steam it in place, and we will steam the fibers away from the face. Let's go ahead and work on that part line, and I just have a rat tail comb here. That's what I like to use. And I'm just going to run it down along that zigzag parting, kind of in the center. That way the fibers are already sort of in the position that they want to naturally stay in. And there we go. I will place a piece of silicone scar tape under there so that we can see exactly what that part line will look like. But you can see it already is actually staying in place pretty well. And while we're at it, why don't we go ahead and give this wig a little bit of a shake so that we can separate those curls and see what this will look like. I'm not sure that that part line stayed in place. I'll have to do that again. And of course, once we steam it, it will stay in place. But so let's go ahead and just finger comb this a bit. The fibers, I have to tell you, feel very silky. This is a very delicate, heat-friendly synthetic fiber that I think is just gorgeous. Maybe I'll go ahead and show her to you from all sides. So that's what she looks like now that we have loosened those curls up a little bit. But I will go ahead and fix that part line, plop her on a blockhead, and then we will steam these fibers together. So I have my blockhead here ready to go. I did just want to show you briefly that silicone scar tape that I like to place on the underside of the part line, and it helps create a natural scalp appearance where my dark bio hair might show through otherwise. And I like to use the AWD silicone scar tape, and I purchased that on Amazon. So there we have that. Let's go ahead and place her on the blockhead. Okay, you can see that part line there. So the first thing we'll do is steam the part line in place, and then after that we'll steam the fibers away from the face. So I have my iSteam steamer here ready to go, and I did want to mention briefly that I do have a steaming video on my channel, and I'll leave a link to it in the description box down below in case you'd like to see the full-length version of my steaming process. So let's go ahead and steam that part line. I think that's good. And I do want to caution, please be careful and stay away from the lace front. Only steam the fibers, not that delicate lace front. So now we'll go ahead and steam the left side here a little bit away from the face. And I'm just finger combing her into, the position that I like. And we'll place a clip on that side. Okay. And we'll go ahead and steam that. I think that's good. Now on the other side, if you've watched my videos before, I like to create sections. So we'll create the back section here. All right, and then we'll do the front. And I might actually create a couple of sections in the front because I notice that these fibers here on the side really are kind of directed forward. So I'm going to want to steam those back separately. That's a little, I usually only do 2 sections, but I think in this case I'll do 3. And so I'm clipping that back. Let me show you how I clip that so that it doesn't interfere with what we steamed previously. I just clip that front section behind the previous one. So we'll go ahead and steam that. All right, so let's clip the side here that you can see the fibers are really directed forward. I'm not sure why that is done that way, but I'll just go ahead and create a third section here, making sure that we don't interfere with what we clipped previously. Don't clip anything on top of fibers that are already steamed. So that's the third clip. I've placed it behind the other 2 for this side section, and we'll steam that. All right, I think that's good. So now I'm going to let this cool completely. You need to let it cool in order for the new style to set. And once she's cool, I'll put her back on my head and we'll see if we like the result. All right, so she's back on my head, nice and cool now. So let's go ahead and remove these clips and see what we've got. That first side, she's still a little damp, and that is just fine. All right, that's looking good. And now we have the 3 clips here, so we'll start the Last one, that's the side here. And those two. Okay, let's finger comb that. All right, I think that is adorable, and I will absolutely look at that a little more. Let's get a good look from all sides real quick. Okay, so this is working very well, and I just love that I don't have to worry about these fibers being in my face. And if you want to brush this forward a bit, you can. If you want to style it away from the face more, you can. Let's go ahead and do a quick test. So that is how much these are wanting to flop in my face now. So I absolutely think that is much improved. And we'll certainly also go over styling options for keeping the fibers away from your face throughout the day. So that's what we'll do next. This style is so pretty just with the waves the way they come, but you can absolutely work to keep the fibers away from your face a little bit throughout the day if they're bothering you. You could tuck it. The density is not too high, but I wouldn't want to disturb the curl pattern too much. So one thing I like to do with these shorter wavy styles is just to take these front fibers and clip them away from the face with a little claw clip. And that is a wonderful way just to, throughout the day, keep those fibers completely away from your face, and then is easy to remove again once you're ready to go out or just wanting to kind of revert back to the original style. Then I also like to try the headband, and this will allow me to show you exactly what kind of coverage I'm getting. So we'll go ahead and place that. And I was surprised when I first tried this. This actually creates an adorable little perky style. So absolutely can wear a headband with this, especially because of that extended lace front, and I'm feeling, and that lace front ends right there on me. So you get that appearance of hair growth all along there. And I do have some bio hair that likes to peek out. It's a low hairline, so that is always the case with me. And here are the ear tabs. Let me go ahead and show you where those end on me. And now, as I mentioned, I have a 22-inch circumference. All my measurements are listed in the description box down below if you'd like to compare them to your own. So absolutely a versatile little style. I don't think I would try an updo with this one necessarily, but you can absolutely style her away from the face and then remove it again and have it back to the original style. So wonderful options. Next, we'll go outside and get a good look at this beautiful color in natural light. All right, so here we are outside. It's very cold, so we'll try to make this quick. But I did want to give you a good look at this beautiful color in natural light. Again, this is the Beige Multi Shaded from Ellen Wille. The code is 142212, and we'll look at those individual colors. And the description is, it's a lightest brown and medium ash blonde blend. You can see that throughout. And then you have the light neutral blonde, the highlights here in the front, and you have shaded roots. Let's go ahead and look at the color codes that are mentioned. So you have the 14. You can see quite a bit of this color throughout. Then you have the 12. And then the 22. And these are the highlights that you see in the front and throughout the style as well. And then the dark rooting, as we said. So those are the colors, and it is just a beautiful, very cool toned blonde, I would say. So let's look at the details. You have your lace front there. Beautiful natural lace front. Ellen Wille does such a good job. And then you have the parting space there, and we have that silicone tape underneath, which creates that natural scalp appearance. So let's get a good look at these colors from all sides. Here we are from the right and the back and the left. Just a gorgeous color. I'm going to grab my Own the Room by Gabor so we can compare this Beige Multi Shaded to Shaded Cappuccino, and you can see how similar they are. All right, so this is Own the Room here in Shaded Cappuccino. Let's go ahead and look at these side by side. Here we are from the right and the back and the left. I would say the Gabor shade is just a little bit darker overall and doesn't have quite as chunky highlights as the shaded beige, but nevertheless, and here is the top, it is a similar color, absolutely. All right, so final thoughts. Stella here is just such a pretty wavy bob style, very comfortable, very cool and lightweight. I think this would be a wonderful style for the summer months. I think that you can do quite a bit with these fibers, these heat-friendly fibers. You can style them with heat tools, as we discussed, and you can also pull them away with a headband. You do have that extended lace front, so you can do some away from the face styling as well. So I just absolutely love that versatility. This Beige Multi Shaded is a beautiful, cool-toned blonde with the dark rooting, which makes me very comfortable since some of my darker bio hair likes to peek through. I find that I can get away with it when I have this darker rooting. So love that, love the color. As I said, it reminds me quite a bit of Shaded Cappuccino. There are some chunky blonde highlights that remind me a little more of Raquel Welch's Shaded Cappuccino than the Shaded Cappuccino in the Gabor line that I've seen so far. Anyway, so lovely option. Keep in mind though that for Ellen Wille the colors do vary from style to style, so you need to check each individual style to know exactly what this color will look like on that style. So overall, I hope this review has been helpful and informative, and as always, I'll look forward to seeing you next week. Bye-bye.